Okay, so this week we're covering this lesson on appreciating diversity through Winning Colors, Unit 1, Chapter 1, Lesson 3, which basically turns out to be a lesson where you're going to extend your learning that came from Winning Colors, where you went and you filled out that Discover form in your cadet portfolio and you discovered what your winning color was. And the second lowest number became your second best color. So then most of you went over to Conover and did the Winning Colors program there, and it gave you a PDF file that you uploaded to the Winning Colors tab in your cadet portfolio. This is just an extension of it. Um, I put these instructions in here for you to read them. So why is this lesson important? When you understand yourself, you can begin to create a successful and happy life. It is also important to develop your awareness of others. As you go through life, you will notice differences and similarities between people. In this lesson, you will learn about diversity and its value in teamwork. Okay, so then you do the rest. Follow these numbers if you can do it in just the order that they are there. Number one, review the student learning plan. So let's look at that. In the student learning plan, you can see the let's see, in here you'll see it reads why, what is important, why is this lesson important? When you understand yourself and you can begin to create a successful and happy life, it's also important to develop your awareness of others. As you go through life, you will notice the differences, similarities. So it's the same basic paragraph. The essential question is in here for you to answer. How can valuing the various behavior preferences of others help your team effectively meet the goals and solve problems? To meet goals and solve problems. Look at there's the Cornell notes in there. This is the essential question that's in there for you to answer and write about. Go over what you will learn in the lesson. Explain how awareness enhancing behaviors affect better communications with others. You identify key characteristics for each winning color behavior cluster. If you remember that when you did the winning colors, there's like the behavior clusters that we call. There are builders, planners, adventurers, and relators. And these are the browns and the greens and the reds and the blues. Determine factors that impact the behavior of others. Evaluate factors that impact how others perceive individual behavior. Select behaviors that promote success in a variety of situations. And then you define keywords like comfort zone, diversity, and natural and preference. Okay, so look over the student learning plan that tells you everything about the lesson that's important to you. Then once you do that, you're going to go to the text. The text only contains the pages that are relevant to this lesson only. So we go to the text. In the text, here you're going to see the keywords. Always understand the keywords in every lesson that we do. It's going to tell you again the same things. We also have this thing called link core abilities. Get familiar with those. These are in every lesson that we have in JROTC. The essential question is there again. Learning objectives. Select behaviors that promote success in a variety of situations and define keywords. Okay, we're all different. In here, it talks about how we're all different and how, for example, as a young person, as a child, you became familiar with behaviors that you were exposed to by your parents. Those behaviors were influenced by your parents, personalities as well as your own. Because these behaviors became familiar, you got attached to them. Now some of them are your own behaviors. And then there's the keywords, the definitions. For example, comfort zone, you're talking about a person's state of mind that makes him or her feel in control, comfortable, and less anxious when they're in a comfort zone. Sometimes, though, in order to learn new things and to experience new experiences, you have to get out of your comfort zone. And it might feel like you're not in control. It might not even feel all that good. But we have to get out of the comfort zone, out of our comfort zone in order to learn. If you're always in the comfort zone, you don't like change, you don't want to get out of there, then you might wind up spending all your life not learning very much. Natural is not man-made, but part of you, inborn, innate. So there's natural law and there's natural things. There's natural way that you behave because of, what's innate, what's in you. Diversity is the state or quality of having many different ideas, values, or behaviors. And you will see how that affects other people. It doesn't matter what race, creed, color, religion they come from. If you understand, if you have this self-awareness, the understanding of other people's behavior preferences, then you will be a lot better off, a better communicator, and probably a lot more outgoing person. Okay, so in here it talks about those same keywords, but put them into a little better explanation. You can read that. One item that I'm always covered with cadets is this word introspection. Introspection is a self-examination or the process of looking at ourselves to make sure that we first understand where we are, how we act, and what someone might expect of us. It is a self-analysis. Is the man in the mirror, like Michael Jackson's song, that determines why we behave or act the way we do and helps us to understand what reaction might be expected in different situations. Introspection is an opportunity to look inward instead of always looking outward to other people and their behavior. The man in the mirror. Here, looking in the mirror means it's kind of like an analogy of, say, sitting down, taking the time for yourself and thinking, looking within yourself. What am I good at? What am I not so good at? Where do I need improvement? Why did that situation with so-and-so, why did it go that way? That's actually doing what we call observation, which is my next word that I want to talk about here. Observation is the act of taking in information. It provides you with an opportunity to observe someone that is different from you, to learn from their verbal and nonverbal behavior. It is an attempt to learn why someone acts the way they do. It is a tool that may be used to develop a better knowledge of others' behaviors. So at home, for example, with your siblings or your parents, you ever sit there and observe why they communicate the way they communicate with each other? Being in a good or bad situation or indifferent. Same thing with your siblings at school, with your teachers, and vice versa. Teammates, if you're a team leader in any team, observation helps you to understand things better. So just kind of go through this lesson, and one last thing I'd like for you to look at here is called the EIAG model, and that is that after you have experienced the E, an event, or observe another person's behavior, you identify the I, or describe what happened. You ask yourself the following questions, and there's the questions. The next step is to analyze the A, the experience. Again, ask yourself questions about the experience, such as why did the person act the way they did? And then the G is the final step. You generalize or come up with some general rules or principles that might apply to this situation and similar situations in the future. In other words, you're learning. You're out of your comfort zone. Again, ask yourself some questions to help you develop your future behavior, such as the following. It's like when you touch a hot stove with your bare hand, you know not to do that again, because you generalized, you analyzed, you looked at it, you say, you know what, that's not a good thing to do. All right. So then you look at that lesson, looking at the student learning plan and the lesson in the text will help you to understand what we're fixing to do. Go through the Google Slides. The slides, you can put it on, you can put the slides on present, and it makes it a little bigger for the picture so that you can, okay, I was in the dark. So then here, you're going to see the essential question. And yes, that's the one you answer in the Cornell notes. Let me go through here. Now, some of you might not know, who Fred and Wilma Flintstone are. There's a cartoon. It's in the Cartoon Network, and I put their little caricature. Can't say that word. And in here for you to look at. So, why do we go together? What do we appreciate about our partner? Questions to ask of yourself and other people. As you go through the slides, it's going to give you a better understanding so that you'll understand the lesson better. Winning colors, the power words and behaviors that we're talking about. As you can see, it is an extension of that lesson. Okay, so here you're going to have two videos. These two videos, this talks about observation, that word that I just talked about in the text. And if you listen to these videos, only about 2-3 minutes long, it'll explain a lot about this lesson. There's the first one. The next one is a little bit down the road here. Okay, here you can read these questions and you'll get the answer as soon as you click next. Read it and then see if you can guess it. If you can't, then you just go ahead and click and you'll get the answer. This is so you'll understand. For example, Jason was called a go-getter by his friends and family. He was always taking risks and challenging. I already know that this guy is a red, okay? He's red, he's an adventurer. And sometimes it seemed like he would go too far and possibly get hurt. However, before he did something, he always researched it, analyzed the risk, and then decided whether the risk was worth taking or not. So how would you list Jason's two most dominant behavior preferences? Well, he's a red, that's for sure. So he is an adventurer. But it says here that he always researched it and analyzed it. Those are words of a planner. So he's a planner adventurer. And let me see. There it is. There's the answer. So this is the way to read this and try to guess it. And so you'll be a little more knowledgeable about this program we call Winning Colors. Okay. So you go through these just like that. And there is one more video here. And this one talks about the power words, the ones you're fixing to use to write your personal ad. And that's where we're fixing to go. Talk about the personal ad. All right.
When you speak with a person with planner behaviors, you succeed by using planner power words.
Okay.
The same is true.
So introspection is the one word I talked about in the text. Make sure that you are very familiar with that idea of doing introspection, looking in the mirror and analyzing yourself. A team meeting is coming up. A player in your team is not following rules, playing too rough and compromising the team's ability to be successful. Well, how would you handle this situation? How do you see yourself naturally handling this situation? There's going to be some little vignettes in here like that, and see if you can come up with the answer. I put the keywords in there again, but if you already know them, that's good. You're good to go there. And here it just explains the keywords a little better. The essential question is there for you. So, you can do that. The essential question, now you can go to the essential question right here and answer it, okay, in the Cornell notes. So there's 2 items that you're going to get a grade for this week. That reminds me, make sure that you're caught up for last week under the service learning stuff that you had for last week. Look in the focus, and if you're not, it'll reflect that grade there. All right, so answer the Cornell Notes question, the essential question, then go to, here's the instructions, or you can just go directly to the Cadet Portfolio. But you're going to go to Cadet Portfolio, and you're going to write your own personal ad. So here you're going to go to this tab, which says Appreciating Diversity Through Winning Colors, Personal Ad. And in here, you're going to go and you write your own personal ad using your planner power words or builder power words or relator or adventure power words. So let's just go to the Cadet Portfolio. You can click on there and you can go to it because it is linked. So here we are with the in the tab, the assignment. When you go to your assignments, in here you go to personal ad right here. You click on that. Let me show you what my test cadet did, and I'm gonna. When I present this lesson, I'm going to ask you, who do you think he is? Is he a red? Is he a blue? Is he a brown? Is he a green? So here I am. It says, as individuals, you have to sell yourself based on who you are. You are looking for a job, a date, or to join a team. Draw from the list of winning colors power words and write a personal ad that is personal, positive, includes emotion, and is in present tense. Provide specific examples to support your analysis. So I am a strong leader. I am powerful, decisive, and results oriented. I am very responsible and respect tradition. I always perform my duty when instructed. I have a respect for money and believe in preparation. I will always exceed the expectations that is put in front of me. I will own my accomplishments with pride. I believe in structured environment. Okay. Now, I hope that the person that wrote this understands what they mean by structured environment. And I hope you do too. But usually, structured environment means that you have those supports around you. For example, when you're at home and you're having a tough time learning through online um, presentations and Google Classroom and this and that, you're not in a structured environment. But if you're in school in a structured environment where you have a teacher and you have somebody supervising you, directing you, and helping you, you are in a structured environment. It is structured to help you to be successful. Okay, so if you read all of that, naturally it is the builder, the Brown, the leader. Okay, I am a leader. Watch this. All the words that are in here, he followed them in order. You don't have to do that, but what you need to do is write your personal ad based on your winning color, whether you're a planner, a green, or a builder, or a brown, or a relator, or blue, or a venture, or red, and you use your words, your power words, and in a paragraph or two or three or however many you want to write an ad about yourself. You're trying to persuade somebody to hire you. You're trying to persuade a team to hire you to join the team, or a date or whatever, or somebody to get a job. So if somebody came to me and said this, and I'm trying to hire some young person, and they said, well, I'm in JROTC, but I can tell you that I'm a strong leader. I am powerful, decisive, and results oriented. I like results. I am very responsible and respect tradition. I'm a traditional person. I always like the old ways of doing things or the traditional way of doing things. I always perform my duty when instructed. I have a respect for money, and I know that it's got to be earned. I believe in preparation. That means that sometimes the day before or whatever, I know that it's more preparation time than the actual doing of whatever it is that I'm going to do. I will always exceed the expectation that is in front of me. I'll always exceed my expectations or the expectations put before me. I will own my accomplishments with pride, and I will not run away from it. I believe in structured environment because I can learn more or better that way. I just kind of put in a few words in there, but I used every word there in order. So it is going to be your turn to come in here based on your winning color and write your personal ad under that tab for the cadet portfolio. That is a requirement for this week. And the other requirement was the Cornell Notes answering the essential question, which says, how can valuing the various behavior preferences of others help your team effectively meet goals and solve problems? How can valuing various behavior preferences? So you're talking about actually appreciating the various behavior preferences, the things that are a part of, other people. And how can that if you recognize that when you write your personal ad, and if you read something in the text that I just asked you to read some information in there about this lesson, you will understand that people understand when you are listening to them or not, when you're treating them as they have some kind of value, not like something you want to use. So people understand that. I know you understand that. So this is just answer this question, submit it, and you will be done after you have done your that piece right here on the cadet portfolio, where you will form your personal ad. That is the lesson for the week, and you get that done, and then you will be in accordance with all the instructions and directions given for the lesson.